If you are thinking about retirement, you may want to pack up and head north to Pennsylvania. U.S. News and World Report is out with its list of best places to retire. Lancaster and Harrisburg are the top two cities, and York came in at number 5. Then you've got Allentown and Reading rounding out the top 10 in this top 10 list. So you may be wondering, okay, what's the full top 10? Take a look here. You can see Florida had 4 cities make the top 10. That included Pensacola, Tampa, Naples, and Daytona Beach. And then Ann Arbor, Michigan sneaking into the top 10. Last year, Florida had 8 of the top 10 spots. Well, if you're wanting to stay in North Carolina, Asheville is the top city here in the state. Raleigh and Durham coming in around number 29. Hickory's at number 40, and the Queen City ranked at 62. So, why was there such a big change in the list this year, specifically when it comes to the top 10? Well, Emily Brandon is the senior editor for retirement for U.S. News and World Report. She's joining us live this morning to give us some answers. Good morning, Emily.
Morning.
All right, so we just broke down that list, and so I'm going to jump right in. What was the big factor that led to seeing so many more cities in Pennsylvania join this list?
So we know that retirees and soon-to-be retirees are especially concerned about home affordability this year due to the current state of the housing market and inflation. And so we gave more weight to housing affordability than we have in previous years. And that caused Pennsylvania to just edge out a lot of these Florida cities that remain popular, but just edge them out a little bit this year.
All right, and we talk about that housing affordability. I've been talking to some folks who, are from that area. In general, life can be a little bit more expensive up in the north, right? And in Pennsylvania, some of those cities, if you're not retired yet, the taxes are still a little bit more expensive. So is there a recommendation when it comes to this list of kind of waiting till you hit that retirement age? Or does this list take into account, hey, if you're coming up on the age, it's good to head that way as well?
So that's a really good point. So Pennsylvania has really favorable tax rates for certain types of retirement income, like Social Security or withdrawals from 401ks and IRAs and pension income and things like that. And Florida, of course, doesn't have an income tax for people of all ages. But in Pennsylvania, it's really age dependent. So it's important to pay attention to that if you're really worried about your tax rate in retirement.
All right, so that's good. We'll keep that in mind. Florida's still sneaking in on the list too, though. We know Florida's typically the place people will head when they retire. Why are the 4 particular cities that we listed off, Pensacola, Tampa, Naples, why are those such key factors for that making that top 10?
So we found that a lot of people are still dreaming about that Florida beach retirement. Even though Pennsylvania just edged it out a little bit this year, a lot of people still want that Florida beach retirement experience. And while the housing prices are a little bit more inexpensive in Pennsylvania, Florida still has a mix of amenities and affordability that a lot of retirees are looking for. So we still found that several Florida cities are still in the top 10 this year.
All right, when you surveyed people, you did survey people near that retirement age, what they were looking for, so many different factors. Hey, we like the people that are here in our city. We don't want them to go. So what were the factors that led to the certain particular cities in North Carolina, even in South Carolina, making your list this year?
So there was one city in North Carolina that did make the top 25 this year, Asheville, and that remains a very popular retirement spot among retirees. It fell a little bit in the rankings this year, but it's still in that top 25. And there's a lot to do there. You've got the Blue Ridge Parkway and Great Smoky Mountain National Park. But also the town itself has a lot of amenities and things to do for retirees. And so we found that to be a really good North Carolina retirement spot.
All right, so we'll take it. That's a pretty good list, and we're pretty well-rounded here in the Carolinas for places. If people want to see this full list or kind of dig more into details, they can do that now on your website. Everything's live, right?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Emily Brandon with U.S. News and World Report. We appreciate you breaking down some of those details for us. We learned a lot more this morning.
Thank you very much.